Hello and welcome to another edition of Connor and Daddy's Toy Talk. My name is Daddy.
And my name is Connor.
And welcome, guys. It has been a very long time since the last time that we've talked to you. I think it's been about 1 year since our last episode. Is that
I
right?
think it has.
Yeah. I know that because we were listening to, we'll talk about it in a moment, but you and I just went on a long road trip. And on that road trip, we listened to some of our previous episodes, and in those episodes, we talked about it being Valentine's Day coming up. And not only was Valentine's Day coming up in a previous episode, but a year later, here we are. We're 2 days away from Valentine's Day right now.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, try finding the secret heart and tell us, comment down below what second it's in the video.
Ooh, I like a good game. That sounds like fun. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled. The heart will appear at some point on this video,
Yes.
on some point of the screen, and it's gonna be quick. So watch the entire thing and make sure you keep your eyes open.
And the reason we're actually doing this today is because we just went to a toy show, which was our long trip.
We had a very long trip. Should we get into
Yes.
some details about this long
Yes,
trip?
and
Okay.
then we'll get to our next segment, which is Marvel movies.
Okay, so yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk
Yes,
about Marvel
a lot.
movies. We're going to talk about the toys that you got on your trip. We're going to talk about toys that you want and that you told me all about on our trip there and our trip back. And then we're going to end this episode with what?
A story.
Our story.
Unless Dad brings out a secret toy,
Oh,
like he did a couple episodes ago.
That's right. Spoiler, I do not have a secret figure for you to open today. So
Now I feel like you do.
I definitely don't. You can search through them. The only thing I have under my desk is jelly beans, which I don't think will derail the show too much.
Okay. We might actually eat some during this episode.
Maybe we'll wait till we're done.
Or maybe we'll eat it halfway through while we're doing our story.
Sure.
That would be fun.
So let's talk about our trip real quick.
Yeah.
This trip was a blast. This trip was the first time that you and I were able to travel the country by ourselves without Mom tagging along with us. And we were responsible for taking care of each other, making sure that we were fed, that we were rested, and that we had a good time, but also that we were safe at the same time. And I think we did that. I think we were very successful.
We met a doggy.
We did meet a
And I wanted to
dog.
buy a doggy there.
He did. We'll get to that point. That didn't happen until Saturday, but this whole trip started on Friday.
Yeah.
Right? I had to take you out of school a little early, not super early, but a couple hours early, and
Like
you and I, 2 hours early, and
No,
then
exactly. Like 2 hours and 35 minutes exactly.
okay, gotcha. And then when I did take you out of school, we got in the car, and do you remember how long it took to drive to the city that we were going to?
6 hours.
6.
I'm so tired.
It was actually a little bit more than 6. It was like 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
But it went by. That first trip went by very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It was still 6 hours, so I mean it wasn't super fast, but it was faster than I thought it was going to be. And
Felt like our 11-hour drive to Atlanta.
you have gotten very good about road trips. You've driven to Atlanta. You drove to Colorado. You drove with me to where did we go? This trip was in Ohio.
Ohio.
Right. You've been everywhere that we're getting confused on where we've been.
Yeah.
So we got there. Eventually, we pulled up into our hotel parking lot very late on on Friday night. And what did we do on Friday night? Oh, he doesn't even. It was so long.
Swimming.
Yeah, we went swimming. Right, we had a late night swim. It was like 9:00. We went swimming. Then we went back to the hotel room and we got some rest because the next day was what big event?
To Ohio, but yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, but on the day we were driving there and on the way back. So technically, actually today,
Okay.
there was a time change from Illinois to Ohio.
Have you ever? I think you've witnessed a time
Yeah.
change before, but those are always interesting to go through, right?
Atlanta.
Yeah, when we went to Atlanta, you went through a couple
Italy.
time changes. And Italy, there was a bunch of time changes, yes. But
time change.
with Ohio, there's definitely a time change. They are 1 hour ahead of us. We are in the Chicago area, and Ohio is just over the border into the next time zone. So they are 1 hour ahead of us. So we had to get used to that time change.
Yes.
And then coming back home, it was almost like we were time traveling because we gained we got an extra hour. So Friday night we went swimming. We got some rest, and then Saturday was the big event. You said it was Toy-Hio, but can you explain what Toy-Hio is?
It's a toy show in Ohio.
Okay, Toy-Hio. That makes sense.
Ohio.
And how did we hear about this show?
Wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling, right? There were a few big wrestlers that are big toy hunters. They've got YouTube shows, and we just know that they collect toys. And they were the special guests for the show, and I'm friends with some of them. And because of that, we knew that they were doing the show. We knew it wasn't too far away from us, so we decided to check it out.
And I might be on the video.
Yeah, we're
He's
waiting
not
for
gonna be
that.
on the video.
Dad's not going to be. You don't think I will? Okay.
Over there.
I did some talking. We'll have to see what happens. But I think you will definitely be on there, and
Yes.
when that does come out, we'll definitely we can
running
plug
around
it
with
here.
them.
You were running around chasing Ethan Page around Toy-Hio, helping him find some toys. Do you want to give any? Should we give any spoilers for his video? I don't think we should.
I think we should.
Do you remember one of the things that he bought?
Um,
Let's not give away too much stuff, but you can say one thing that he bought.
I forget.
Oh, you can't even give any spoilers. Okay, that's good. That's better that way.
But you can. This man can.
The
I'm not that good at this
there you go.
change
No, you're getting
direction thing.
You're getting it. You're fine. No, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to say what he got. If you want to know, you got to watch the video when it comes out.
Yeah,
and
see me.
well, hopefully Connor's in there, and if it is, we will definitely plug that when it comes out. After the show, we spent all day there yesterday.
Yeah.
We got there at the doors open at 10 o'clock. We got into the parking lot at what time?
Like 9:30.
Yeah, it was like
No,
9:30.
that's in a bit early.
That's true. So we stood in line from probably 9:30 till 9:50, 9:55. They scanned our ticket. We went right in, and most of the people. Did you notice what almost everybody in the line was doing when we got in there?
Ethan Page.
Yeah, they lined up in line. Meaning,
Hunchback.
by the time that we got in there, what did the show floor look like?
Empty.
It was pretty empty, right?
Yeah.
It was very empty. And that means that most of the tables hadn't had anybody look at their stuff, and we were the first ones to get to the tables. I found some good deals. Connor definitely found some good deals. We're going to talk about that in a segment coming up.
Yeah, Daddy is not going to be showing anything.
That's okay. I don't need to show my
We
stuff.
didn't have time to really do that.
And you have plenty of stuff that it's going to take up
Lots
enough
of
time.
stuff. They're definitely not right here.
We will get there in 2 segments. I promise we'll get there.
Here's a little sneak peek.
Oh, what do you
You
got?
can hear the sound it makes.
You think they recognize that sound?
Yeah, do you recognize the sound? It's the franchise starts with a D and M, and the character starts with a G.
Oh, okay. That's some good hints
It
there.
might
I
be
don't
Grover.
I don't even know what
It
you're
might be
talking about.
Grover.
Okay, could be Grover. That's true. He starts with a G. So then we did the show. We were at the show for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you started getting a little antsy, and you wanted to leave and go play with the toys that you already bought.
Which we'll get to.
We'll get to. But we took a break and went to McDonald's. We took a long time at McDonald's. And
Yeah, those people who work there were terrible.
They weren't terrible. They were just going through some stuff. They were having some issues with their service. And it took us a long time to get out of there. But it worked out because that gave us some extra time for Colt Cabana to let us know what he needed for lunch. We picked up his food, and then we headed back to the show.
And Saw's dog.
And we gave Cabana his food, and we got to hang out with his dog. And that was one of Connor's highlights of the show, right? Was just hanging out and petting that dog. And then we were kind of re-energized, and that was around like noon. And we hung out from noon until 4 o'clock when the show ended, and that's when Ethan Page's line ended. But at 4 o'clock, then what happened, Con? The race was on. Right, you were racing all over the floor. The problem is at 4 o'clock, all the vendors were shutting down and closing up shop.
I'm running.
And so Ethan Page and Connor right behind them were running all over the place because Ethan hadn't had any time to buy anything.
And some of the other people were there for a bit, but then they just
I think they were also going because Ethan, you saw how frantic Ethan was trying to get to any vendor that he could. I think the other people had vendors that they wanted to go see that they just didn't have time. So nobody stuck together. Everybody just ran in opposite directions and just ran to different booths.
I feel like I should have ran in a different direction.
And you could have, but if you wanted to be on the vlog, which you tried to be, I think you made the smart move by hanging out with Ethan Page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was a Space Monkey.
Yeah,
Space Monkey was there.
we did
The
see
entire
Space
time.
Monkey. Yep, we
I
did.
think Space Monkey was also following along, but he was like behind the camera.
That could have been. That could have
But he
been.
was in it a little.
Yeah, you got a quick picture with Space Monkey too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Like,
After all that, we left the show. We went back to the hotel. Then we realized, well, I don't think we're going to get into details here, but we realized that it's probably better for us to get on the road last night instead of starting this morning to get our 6-hour drive started at least. So we got in the car.
You don't want to know why.
That's
You do
okay.
not want to know why.
So we packed up very quickly, and we started driving. We drove for about, we drove for like 2 hours.
3.
Well, it was 2 hours first. And then we stopped at,
McDonald's.
it wasn't McDonald's. You remember the name of the restaurant?
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel, right.
I got it correct.
You did very good. So we stopped at Cracker Barrel. That took a long time. So it was even later now, and I was getting tired. And we drove another hour. And then at that point, we still had 3 more hours to go. And I asked you, okay, should we keep going, or do you want to get a hotel for tonight? And you said, nope, let's get a hotel. So we found a hotel real quick, and we pulled over, checked in, and we quickly went to bed, right? Like we jumped into bed, and we were done.
We were just like hanging out on our iPad.
We were chilling for a little while, and then we went to bed.
Beats.
And then after that, we woke up. We had breakfast this morning. We drove 3 hours home, and then finally, after the whole weekend, we got home.
And then we...
Yeah, go ahead.
And that leads us into our next segment.
Exactly. So give us our next segment. So as soon as we got home, we unpacked
I
the
was
car.
going to say we were still in our intro, but I guess not.
Now we've kind of transitioned into our first segment. Our first
Yeah.
segment, we're going to be talking about what, Common?
Marvel movies.
Marvel movies.
We
Last
just
time
watched one today.
we did just watch one today because we're getting ready. We want to get you caught up for what Marvel movie that's coming out in the theater soon.
Ant-Man and Wasp 2.
Yeah, I don't know the official. It's like Quantum Mania or
Yeah,
something.
Quantumania.
Is that right? So that's coming out in theaters soon.
So I think later that night that on our last episode,
Uh-huh.
I watched Endgame,
Okay.
and then the next one, I don't know what the next one is, but we did Doctor Strange 2.
So that was
We
today.
skipped, which one did we skip?
But we skipped. There are 2 movies that you haven't
Shang-Chi.
seen: Shang-Chi and The Eternals.
Eternals.
We're gonna go
Which
back
was
and
good.
watch those. But I thought that you needed to be caught up on this Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness movie.
It's madness.
It
I'm
was
telling you,
madness. It
it's
was.
madness.
Think about all the crazy stuff that you saw. Now, the reason that we put this movie off is because your mom said it was gonna be too scary
Your
for you.
mom.
So I had to make sure that we watched this movie it was basically noon in the middle of the day with all the lights on, so it was as little scary as possible. And at the end of it, were you scared at any point?
No.
No, you're pretty good with those types of
Except
movies.
for that one scene.
Which one? You can. We're gonna give spoilers on Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So if you don't want
We'll give you
spoilers,
10 seconds.
no, we're not gonna be 10 seconds. But if you want to skip
5
it,
seconds.
definitely skip forward like
1,
7 minutes, and then we
2,
will and we
3.
should be clear.
2, 1.
Okay. So what was the scary part that did scare you?
When at the very end where Doctor Strange fell down and then he grew a third eyeball.
Oh, I see where they showed that the evil was still inside him and he had the third eye.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was definitely. There were a bunch of scary parts in this thing. When Wanda stuck her hand out from being buried under those rocks, that was scary. When Wanda was chasing them under those those caves and breaking through those doors, she was hunting them down like a scary witch. There was a bunch of scary parts. What was your favorite part of this movie? This movie had some crazy moments.
I want to know your favorite moment first.
My
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, my favorite part was the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Is that what you thought it was going to be?
Yeah.
So the Illuminati was, I won't get into the whole story of Multiverse of Madness, but basically there's another universe, and there are multi versions of different universes, and
There's like a second floor millisecond before us, 2 years before
Yeah,
us.
there's a ton of different, and there's, I mean, multiverses at the same time as us as well, just different versions of us going through those. But there's a team called the Illuminati that kind of control the multiverses and are in charge in this specific multiverse that they jump to.
Yes, which is...
Yeah, so
I forget their names.
I don't remember a lot of.
Captain
We know Captain Marvel.
Captain Carter.
There's Captain Carter as well. And then what was that one guy's name? It was like Bullet. It wasn't Bullet Bill, but it was something like Bullet Bill. I forget the guy's name. But then the two big ones. There was two big ones. Give me the least big one first.
Mr. Stretch.
I'm not gonna remember his name either, but it's the guy from
Fantastic Four.
from
Human Torch.
from Fantastic Four, right?
Not
The guy,
Human Torch or...
like Connor said, the guy
Big
that
guy.
stretches.
Wait, what? Not the guy that sits in the yellow chair.
Not the guy that sits in the yellow chair. He was the big reveal, right? I built this scene up. I paused it. We were eating lunch. I said, let's stop eating lunch. Come sit on the couch. Let's take this in together. And then you watched the first 4 members of the Illuminati get introduced. And how were you feeling at that point? When it seemed like the introductions were
Where's
over.
Hulk?
Yeah, you thought it was lame, right? Like you thought, well,
I want Hulk.
we stopped eating lunch for this, but then we heard a voice talk, and then we heard very familiar music. Who did we hear talk?
Nobody.
Oh, who did we hear talk?
I believe it was a Fantastic Four guy. It was him.
Oh, you think it was him?
It
Okay,
was.
do you remember the music that they played?
Yeah, X-Men.
Yeah, it was the X-Men cartoon music, and then in wheeled. Who was it?
Chair.
A bright yellow chair, and sitting in that chair was Professor X. The X-Men and the Fantastic Four are officially in the MCU, the Marvel movies. This was a big, big deal. So that was crazy. But 5 minutes later, what's happening to those 5 people?
They all died.
They all got taken out by Scarlet Witch. Immediately. They just gave us Professor Xavier, and 5 minutes later, he's gone.
Yeah, he's got jump scared.
That whole scene was nuts. But that wasn't even the craziest part of the movie. I think the crazier parts of the movie, Zombie Strange at the end.
Oh, that was cool.
That was cool, right? It was like they brought those zombie Marvel Funko Pops to life. Right. And
I am Hunchback, you can see.
And I thought Wanda's character was very cool. She was very evil, but she had a good turn at the end where she was kind of... I really liked this movie. What did you think of the movie?
Like a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. That's pretty high. Okay. I like that.
The only reason I didn't like it is because there was no Hulk.
Okay. That's fair. You're a big Hulk guy.
And Spider-Man.
Yeah, you were asking for
Iron
Spider-Man the
Man.
whole time. What?
Or Captain America.
Okay. All right. Anything...
Or Black Panther.
So like we said, the movies that we need to get caught up on are Shang-Chi and the Eternals, and then
The TV shows I want
the
to
TV. You want to see what?
What if?
You want to watch What If? Okay, we can definitely do that.
What if Dad was a Spider-Man?
And then after that, we need to, because you started seeing the Marvel movies in the theater. What was the first Marvel movie you saw in the theater?
Wakanda Forever.
Was that right? Wakanda Forever. I think it's the most recent one that was in theaters. And now when Ant-Man comes out, we want to see that in theaters as well. So we had to get you ready by watching Multiverse of Madness, which I thought was very
Guys,
cool.
comment down below what symbol you think this is. Spider-Man, Captain America, or Eternals?
All right, buddy. Should we move on?
Yeah.
All right. We talked about Toy Hio before. Connor came home with a ton of loot, and he wanted to share with you guys some of the stuff he got. So, Con, why don't you start? You're going to show us some things from your chair. We've got some pictures up here. It's kind of a mix. So, what do you want to show us first?
1 second.
Sure.
I'm working here.
Oh, he's working here. Okay. Connor spent. I won't say he spent a lot of money. We actually did save a lot of money, and it wasn't. It was a good trip. It was a very good trip. We definitely spent some money, but we definitely could have spent a lot more. He saw a lot of things he wanted, but he didn't ask to buy everything that he wanted, which was very good on his part. One of the biggest things he did want when he saw it was this. Now, I think a lot of kids, when they see this, aren't going to know what this is.
No, you are not.
What is it?
It's color form.
Color forms, that's right. And what are color forms?
It's where you get a ton of these tiny, like pictures of stuff, and then you put them on this.
They're like plastic pictures, right?
Uh-huh.
And they slide around, and you can place them, and they kind of stick a little bit.
Look at how good.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they actually stick.
A little bit, right? And for those that aren't watching on YouTube, what's the theme of this set?
Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies. He's a big fan of Muppet Babies, especially the vintage ones.
Oh, I'll show you the other characters.
Yeah, sure. He showed us Ralph.
Yeah, there's Ralph.
Who else you have?
They make a ton of guys. I also have Piggy. They make a different version of Piggy.
Okay.
But this is here's a better version of Piggy.
Stick it right up to the camera so we can see it. Yeah, that's... There you go. Perfect. Oh, who else you have?
Fozzie.
Fozzie. That's a good-looking Fozzie. Baby Fozzie.
Yeah.
Looks like Gonzo with his hair blowing in the wind.
I wish they had a skateboard. But they don't.
Anybody else? We're missing one main guy.
Animal?
Not Animal. That's not who I was thinking, but we definitely need an Animal. Okay, Animal looks cool.
That's all it came with.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't
They
believe
didn't
you.
have Kermit.
I don't believe you.
They didn't
Show
have
me Kermit.
They
Show me
didn't.
Kermit.
They didn't make
Really?
one. Yeah.
Okay. There it is. That's what I thought. There's Kermit. Naked little Kermit sitting around. So you got a Muppet Baby set. Is that
Wait.
your favorite thing that you got from Toy Hio?
I want to show you something else
Sure.
that it also comes with. Comes with two different forms of Kermit.
Oh, not only did you get one, you got two Kermits?
And I also got two piggies.
Let's see them. We saw the two piggies.
Yeah. Here's Kermit. Pajamas.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Pajamas.
Very cool.
And then there's a ton of other accessories.
Yeah, the accessories, and those are tiny, right? Like, it's going to be real easy to
And
lose those.
also, spoiler alert, I did get something from this.
Oh, we haven't talked about that man yet. We haven't talked about our friend Pixel Dan. We'll get to him in a second, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think those color forms are very cool. That was the first thing you played with in the hotel when we got back. Was that the favorite thing that you got?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Okay, so everything else is downhill from here. What else did you get? Do you want to show stuff from your pile, or do you want me to bring up a picture?
I'm going to show stuff from the pile.
Okay. Let's see what he's got next.
So I got 3 different ones of these. So I have these.
Ah, I see. That's a vintage-looking Mario, and it's like a pixelated
Kong.
Mario and Donkey Kong, right?
And I have.
He's got that set.
Don't mind this horrible sight.
I see an axe. If you back it up, they can see it pretty a lot easier. Oh, I see what you mean. It's another set with Mario, but this one has Bowser, and Bowser seems to have come loose in the package.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And he's toppling over Mario.
That's okay.
It's a music maker.
So that's 2 of the sets.
And then the third one I got.
You definitely need that princess. You got a Mario and a Princess Peach.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sure. Okay.
Dad, you talk about whatever you want to talk about for a second.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just got to do something.
Okay, no idea where he's going, guys. We spent a long time getting this whole thing set up. Doing this episode of Connor and Daddy's Toy Talk was Connor's idea actually today. He loves to do this show after we get back from toy shows. I think it's just because he has more toys than normal to show off. I can hear him yelling in the other room. I'm just not sure what he's saying. All right, he's back.
The whole team.
The whole team. What do you got?
Link.
Oh, I see what you did. Okay, he's got
I
Link.
grabbed the rest of them.
Sure.
Toad.
And Toad. Okay. Were there any ones out there that because we didn't know if we already had some of those figures or not?
We bought all of them, so.
I know we bought all of them, but so now do you have duplicates?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't need to open it now.
Oh, I wanna.
No, we don't need to unbox it on here. I will help you unbox it later.
Okay.
Okay. What else did you get? Or who did you get those from?
Pixel Dan.
That was Pixel Dan. So Pixel Dan was there signing autographs. His table was next to Danhausen. And Danhausen looked kind of creepy, right? Had you ever seen Danhausen in person before?
Yeah.
Where?
Wrestling shows.
Oh, just other wrestling shows? Okay. So Pixel Dan was next to Danhausen. And he was actually calling himself Pixel Danhausen, right?
Yeah.
And Pixel Dan not only was signing autographs and taking pictures, but he was also selling some of the stuff from his collection. And those 3 boxes that you just saw there were some of the things that Pixel Dan was trying to sell, and he sold them to Connor by the end of the show.
Yeah.
It's very
and
cool.
this one's a cool one because on top of it, there's a Nintendo.
I like that. You thought that was a real system when we first
Yeah,
saw it,
I
right?
thought there was only 2 of them.
That's funny.
And there was a Nintendo behind.
Very funny.
I guess not.
All right, what else did you get?
What don't I have more like?
Okay. There you go. That's a perfect shot of it. So that looks like a Mirrorverse figure.
This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the show.
Oh, this is the MV and the guy that started with a G.
D N
Oh, I see. For Disney Mirrorverse.
G. It's Goofy in a very cool form.
And you didn't have that figure?
No.
I thought you had a similar figure.
Yes, the one from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I see. So you had a Kingdom Hearts figure, but you didn't have the Mirrorverse version.
I still need Belle right here.
Okay, you've got the other guys.
Yeah.
You got Sorcerer Mickey and Sully.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I also got thinking.
Was that all the stuff that you have in your pile
Yeah,
that you want to show?
Yeah, and the other guys I have is Donald.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Donald.
You have Jack Sparrow.
Fractured.
Oh, Fractured Jack Sparrow. Okay.
And Genie.
And the Genie from Aladdin.
all?
I think that's it. Yeah, I was going to say the Genie, so I think you hit them all.
Yeah, this is my first ranged.
For your first what?
Ranged.
Ranged? What's ranged?
There's different categories. I have support tank,
No,
but I don't have
ranged. Okay. I wonder if that just means like attacker, like the guy who does the shooting. Interesting. Okay.
He has a boomerang. So
Got
yeah.
it. Well, that wasn't even close to everything that Connor got at the show.
No, it isn't. We
here's
still
some
have pictures.
Yeah, here's the stuff that he doesn't have in his hands. The first thing that he
It's
got.
downstairs in a bag.
That's okay. These are what?
Disney Legos.
Disney Lego. So this table was crazy, right? Do you remember this table? Tons and tons of just different characters that were all Lego minifigures. You first focused on the Mario figures.
Okay. I have.
Let's talk about these
I was
guys
trying
first,
to
bud.
make it so I was trying to make it look like I'm a Lego figure. Like the little thing that connects on his
Oh,
head.
I see.
I'm trying to do
Little
that.
stud on top. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why did you pick these 5 figures?
Because I have a Disney castle.
Ah,
I
okay.
don't have the minifigures.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, I remember we were talking about buying some of the Lego minifigures at one point.
I was gonna buy the Mario ones, but then
I think we realized that you had most of the Mario ones, right? But I think this was a great choice.
I'm building Super Mario Land. I'm definitely not building it behind me right now.
Okay. So that was
actually not.
that was a good deal. You bought all 5 of those at the same table.
Yes.
Something else that this was probably the lowest point or the worst part of the trip. Tell us the story about this guy. Tell us what it is first.
It's a Were Sonic figure.
Were Sonic. This is a very expensive figure.
The Werehog.
This is your favorite. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is your favorite Sonic character.
Yeah, it's like my first and second is 9 from Sonic Prime.
Okay.
But the sad thing about it is if you... 1 second.
You won't be able to point to it. Your hand will not go on top of the picture. But what he's asking you to focus on is near the center of that picture. You can see what's wrong with this figure.
His leg broke off.
His leg broke off. Now, when we bought it originally, his leg was not broken off. I think what happened was...
I put him into the splits and then...
Oh, that's okay. You put him into the splits. So we got a good deal on him, which was good. We actually got him pretty cheap.
Yeah, $10.
And then... But then what happened was I left Connor alone for about 5 minutes, and when I came back, he was not only playing with this figure, he actually looked very sad and worried that I was going to be mad. Was I mad when you broke this?
No.
I really
Because
wasn't.
we were gonna die.
That's not true. We weren't going to die, but we did need to get a move on.
There was a chance we could have died if we stayed.
We would have been fine. But we were still in a hurry.
Yeah, because, do you want to tell him?
I don't think we need to get into
I won't
details.
tell him.
No, we'll just... we have a lot of other stuff we need to talk about. But yeah, so...
Yeah, it's something that happened in Idaho.
This was probably
if you live in Idaho, look out for the rain today.
So
Definitely don't want to be outside.
oh, and that's your camera.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wait, you uncovered our secret that we're in the same
We're
room.
in the same room. That's okay.
Yeah, he's right there.
Here's my hand. I'm right here. There we go.
You're-
Okay, guys, back on track. Back on
Wait.
track. So, but
I'm-
as
I'm
bad
sorry.
as this was, that
Right.
the Sonic figure got broken. You found some other stuff that you did like.
Yeah.
This was one of the dig bins.
Yeah.
Dig bins is what's a dig bin for those that don't know?
It's where there's a ton of toys and you can just dig straight up for stuff.
Yeah, you just dig down and it's just a
Yeah.
bunch of loose toys, some bag toys. And what'd you find?
I'm looking for the series of Mario McDonald's toys, which might actually be coming back in our next segment.
We're not talking about the Mario McDonald's toys next segment.
No, like
But Mario
something to do with Mario.
Oh, sure. But Mario McDonald's toys, we could have included Mario McDonald's toys in toys that you want because you definitely do want those. So you are on the hunt for those, and you saw this guy or girl in this one of the dig bins, and you pulled that out.
I already have Donkey Kong.
Yeah, so now you've got two of the figures. Right?
Yeah, I don't really need Peach to be honest with you.
Great,
but-
glad we bought that then. Perfect.
Yeah,
That's okay. So that was another good pickup at the show. And the last pickup you had wasn't at the show, actually. Where was the last pickup from?
where we went for dinner.
Yeah, right? Cracker Barrel. What was the surprise about Cracker Barrel?
They had durables.
They had Doorables.
Originally, I was gonna buy an axolotl.
Yeah. An axolotl Minecraft figure. But then he found the Doorables. And the surprise about this store, about the restaurant really, was that they had a toy section in their store that's connected to them, right? Like, I was not expecting that.
And there's also a foot.
So you bought a mystery pack of Doorables,
Doorables.
right? And you opened them in the car,
Yeah.
and you found that you got these 5 guys. Can you name all 5 of these guys?
Anna, Disgust, Doug, Mr. Incredible, Hank.
Well, very, very good.
Disney.
You definitely know your Disney. Now, one of those characters that you can see if you're watching the YouTube show looks very, very different than the rest of them. That is
Hank.
Hank is all blue. Even his eyes are blue. His accessory is blue. Everything is covered in blue. And what is this guy, Con? Why is he all blue?
Color change.
He does color change. What did we have to do when we got home?
Cover him in warm water.
Yeah, we had to dunk him in warm water, try not to burn ourselves. And when we did
Yeah.
that, slowly the blueness went away.
And that happened.
And he turned into his yellow self, with like fully colored. He looks very, very
He's not
cool.
yellow, Dad. He's orange. There's 2 different types you can get.
Sure, but the one you got was yellow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You said he's yellow. He's in his normal form, which is yellow.
Oh, well, I just meant that the figure's normal.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought this was very cool. This is a rare figure, and you were lucky enough to pull it.
I wanted to Mickey.
That's okay. You can try again some other time. And that was everything Connor got while on our long trip to Ohio and back. Now we want to talk about some of the stuff that he wants, right?
Pretty good stuff.
It is some pretty good stuff. It's all the same theme, but it's not the same time period, which is interesting. We're going to talk about some old toys. We're going to talk about some new toys. What do you want to talk about first, Con?
Old toys.
You want to talk about the old toys?
Yeah.
Okay.
In April, they're making a Mario movie.
Okay.
/ it's not in real life, it's animated.
Right.
Chris Pratt is being Mario.
Right. I thought you wanted to talk about the old toys first.
No, I said new.
Okay.
Those are the new ones.
I know they're the new ones, but you just told me you want to talk about the old ones. Sure, talk about the new ones. So you do have the movie coming out. And with the
And
new movie,
they're making figures on February 23rd.
I think that's right. Yeah, it's somewhere around
You
there.
can at least buy them. They're in stores, so
They'll be
go
out.
check your Walmart right now.
Yeah, we've seen one picture at least where I think we have the picture coming up that that one of the Walmarts received their stock early, and they've already put them on shelves. What was the problem with that when somebody went to go buy those?
You couldn't buy them.
You couldn't buy it, right? The system wouldn't let you buy them. So let's
No.
show some of those figures now.
Here is the 5-inch.
Yeah, these are the main characters from the main line. Who do we have here?
Peach, Mario, Luigi, and Toad.
Why do you like these? They do look different. I will say that. They definitely, some of them some parts of them look the same, but what part looks really different compared to the older figures?
The accessory.
I don't think they've ever come with accessories. I think you're right, but I also think the faces look very different.
Yeah.
Right, the eyes.
And something with Toad is very different. If you
What?
notice, there's something on his back.
I always got a backpack. You're right.
Yes,
I didn't notice
that's
that.
the main Toad.
Okay. That's the main Toad. Is there more than one Toad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So these look very cool. This makes me excited to see the movie.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Right, but this is not all the toys that they're coming out with. This
No.
next picture is a picture from that Walmart that we were talking about.
It's the Mario Kart.
So look at the setup on the end cap that they have. So many figures, and this is the Walmart that people tried to buy the figures at, and they were told no, that they can't buy them until, what'd you say, February 23rd,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
So I see Peach.
Look, that's the same figure that we just showed on this picture.
No, I don't mean that one. I mean the one.
Oh, you mean in the cart, on the motorcycle up top. Yep. Okay, so we got a Peach up
Toad
top.
in a monster truck.
That's very funny. I like that.
Mario and his Mario Kart.
Typical Mario Kart like that too. I see one more guy. You see him?
Oh, I got them mixed up. Oh, there's the Koopa Troopa.
Yeah, a Koopa Troopa. We get a Koopa Troopa, which is cool.
Yeah.
The
That's
other,
the first Koopa Troopa they make.
I think that's right. I mean, at least for this line, they've made Koopa Troopas before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not anymore.
Look at the size difference in these. I don't even know if these are 5-inch figures or how small are these cart figures.
Oh God, I didn't even notice.
You know what I mean? If you compare the two Toads, the Toad in the box that we showed, it's that Toad is the same one from this picture, the group of 4.
Yeah.
That's on the bottom right.
We had to actually cut off because then there would be spoilers. Actually.
That's true. But then if you compare that Toad to the Toad that comes with the monster truck, that Toad is very tiny.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
I think I'm only gonna be getting the Koopa Troopa, like an army of them, so I can just have them.
Oh, so what are you going to do with all the carts?
I don't
An
know.
army of Koopa Troopas in carts?
Yeah.
All right.
Dude.
There's a cool playset that's coming out with this line of Mario figures
There's a
too.
couple actually.
The interesting one to me is this one. The van. I don't know what this van is.
It's a plumbing van.
It looks like this Mario is a minifigure.
Yeah.
And I'm basing that on, I'm comparing Mario to the size of this hook. This can't be a 5-inch figure because this hook would be huge. You know what I mean? This is just a regular size hook. So it's probably a minifigure, and this van opens up and unfolds into like a Mushroom Kingdom kind of playset.
I'm not even gonna use it for the Mushroom Kingdom part.
You're just going to use it for the van?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Either way, I think it looks very cool.
And then this next one is another character, which you've all been waiting for.
This thing looks
Bowser.
crazy, yeah.
And he fire breathes apparently.
And you said you saw a video of him fire breathing?
Yes, smoke with orange light.
And the orange light maybe comes, the smoke and the orange light comes from his mouth?
Yeah.
I think that's very cool. In theory, it's cool. I don't know how cool it's actually going to look when you see it, but I'm excited for these figures. These look awesome. They look different than the Mario figures that we're used to, and they go along with the movie. And they're also massive. Yeah, they're
That one's really big.
definitely.
And then this is
One more playset, right? Look how big this looks.
it's not that big because those are also
You
minifigures.
think these are mini? Still, I still think that castle's very big.
Yeah, I know.
And it looks like based on.
It's also an unfolding.
I was gonna say this picture. It's hard to see, but it looks like the whole back unfolds. This is not like the original castle, like the flat castle that I have.
No.
It's not like it.
I'll go grab it if you want to.
No, that's okay. Maybe at some point, if Pixel Dan doesn't do it, we can do a comparison time, right? Where if we get the castle, you can come make a video of comparing this castle to the other one.
I'm getting the castle, you know.
I think so.
Like I'm probably
We'll
gonna
have
get
to
it the day.
Okay, so that's the Mario Brothers movie figures from this year. What other stuff are you interested in finding?
The older version of the Mario movies, like the human one. And fun fact about the new one,
Uh-huh.
a guy has made a video game where like Chris Pratt is Mario, and you can like go into Mario World
Oh, really?
as Chris Pratt is Mario.
Oh, I think you were watching this video when we were traveling to Ohio.
Yeah, and there's like
I definitely heard this.
whoever's like whoever's the voice of it,
Huh?
that's who they're dressed up as, and
Ah, interesting. I like
that's who they
that.
play in the game.
Okay. Well, that's the newer toys. Let's get talking about those older toys
Old
again.
toys.
Now, you already own a lot of the older toys,
Yes,
right?
but not all of them yet.
So who do you own already?
Mario, Luigi, Bowser, which is freaky. I don't like the Bowser
Oh, really? Okay.
because he's like human.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the character from the movie.
And then I forget, it's one of Bowser's children.
I think it's Iggy.
Yeah, it's Iggy.
Iggy, right? So you're still missing a couple guys. You wanted to talk about this guy first.
Yoshi.
Look at this. I'd never heard of this until the car ride with Connor where he was doing all sorts of research on this. This is what, Con?
Yoshi.
They did not make a Yoshi figure back when the movie came out in the mid 80s or 90s, whenever the movie came out. I've never seen this figure before. Give me the story on this thing.
So they were planning on making Yoshi.
Okay, from the movie.
And then it just didn't turn out well, and then they gave it to a random person.
They gave what's the word?
Prototype.
The prototype is the word for it. So it's like the test version of the toy when they're trying to see if they're actually going to make these and put them in stores. They decided not to put Yoshi in stores, but they still had this prototype version.
Yes, which I want to get my hands on.
So you want to get your hands on the prototype.
Yes.
That sounds interesting and expensive. Because prototypes, with toys, they make a million of like these type of toys, right? If they're in stores, there's thousands of them. If there's prototypes, how many are there probably? A couple. Yeah, 1, 2, maybe 10 in the world. That's it. And you want to get your hands on one.
Yes, and keep it to the collection that I'm starting.
I think that's very cool.
Back when I was watching the movie, like a long, long time ago,
Yeah.
I asked if you had any of the figures, and you did, which was the 4 I already have.
Right.
And
You're still missing a few of the figures, right?
yes,
Like who?
other than that prototype, the Goomba.
Missing the Goomba, right? I like this Goomba, not because he doesn't look like a regular Goomba from the game, but he definitely looks like the Goombas from the movie.
Yeah.
He even comes with his coat. The coat, I think, is the hardest part to find. Usually you find these figures, they're just coatless, and they don't have the outer part. If you could find one with the coat, that'd be awesome. And then you're also missing the other brother, Spike, right? This guy looks
He's
cool.
not one of Bowser's children in the game, but in the movie.
Oh, that's
he is.
true. You're right.
Spike-
Iggy is, but Spike is not.
Yes, Spike is the green guy who shoots out spiky balls.
That's right. Yeah, you're
That's
exactly
why
right.
his name is Spike.
That's so weird that they chose to go with Spike for the movie and not one of the other kids that is one of Bowser's kids. I don't understand it. But we talked about the play sets for the new sets.
But one thing before we do that,
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking that they make other prototypes from the movie.
Oh, you think there's other prototypes out there?
Like Daisy and Peach. Comment down below if Peach was in the movie, because we know Daisy's in it.
Okay.
I can't remember if Peach is in it.
Okay, yeah, help us out, guys.
Maybe we can watch another movie, which is the Mario Bros. Movie.
We got a football game to watch in 30 minutes. We'll see. Maybe not today, but maybe another day.
It's a short movie.
It's pretty
And
fun. We'll figure it out.
Here's the big one.
This is we
The
talked about the
Devo
new play
Chamber.
sets. The Devo Chamber is the old play set. This is a play set that's very cool. It's like a big throne chair thing.
And I'll tell you how it works.
Well, don't spoil it for us yet. First, tell us what it is. Like, what is it trying to? When you're playing with it? What are you doing?
You're turning whatever guy you want into Goomba.
Into a Goomba. That's what they did in the movie,
And I
right?
believe Yoshi they actually do make a real figure of it, which is the one that comes with the Devo.
It does look like it, right? Because it comes with a Goomba, but that Goomba has a different head than the Goomba we talked about before. It's not that head. You can see if you look closely in the chair here, that's not the same head of a
It's a
Goomba.
Yoshi head.
It definitely looks lizard-like. Maybe not the same Yoshi. Let me take a look at that Yoshi picture.
Adorable Yoshi.
I think that head is bigger than the lizard that's sitting in the chair. But either way, this is a very cool playset.
Yes, but
What
very
happens when
expensive.
It is expensive, right?
So-
Explain how the playset works.
First, you can spray fungus all over the
Oh,
human
okay.
coming out from that tube. And when you turn that yellow thing right behind Bowser's back, which is not the one with the
just a little knob back here under his hand.
That one.
Then what happens?
And then it closes the translator, and then you turn the lever, which switches the chair to the other side, which has the Goomba.
Oh, it flips it. So it takes your character, flips him out, puts the Goomba in his place. So it looks like it transformed him, but it really just did a chair flip.
And
that's cool.
Because the other character's underneath that chair.
Okay, very cool. I think that's a very cool one. But like you said, this is expensive. Are you looking for this in the box or out of the box?
Out.
Out of the box so you can play with it?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
So it costs less money.
Okay, that's a long list of stuff that you want, but it's all Mario stuff.
Yeah.
Even look at your shirt. That's perfect. You wore the perfect shirt for the show because we talked a lot about Mario today.
Yeah. And now it's time for the main event.
Oh. Which is
Here
what?
comes the Muppets.
So
we're doing a story.
So we're going to do a story today.
Yes, finally. It's been so long.
It has been a while. So the way that we do our stories is Connor gives me the characters that we want to use. The cast. That's a great word. And then I put it together, and I'll probably use Connor to give me some help. You're getting older with this. I don't know. I think you were 4 or 3.5 when we first did our first Connor and Daddy Toy Talk. Now you're 7.
Yeah.
So now you can help me a lot more. So give me some characters. Who do you want to talk about today?
Kermit, Gonzo, Piggy, Fozzie.
Wow, you were ready for this.
Animal.
Kermit, Gonzo, Piggy.
Rizzo, Bunsen Beaker. Sweet Jim Henson.
Cannot talk about all these guys.
Mario, Luigi, Bowser.
Connor. It's too many guys.
Oh yeah, and also your mom's gonna be in it. Your mom! Wait, actually.
Okay. I forgot a bunch because you listed them off too quickly. I think that's good.
Animal.
Animal. Okay, well, add animal.
Peter, Beaker.
All right, that's enough.
Bunsen. Jim Henson. Yoshi.
I think I got Yoshi, dude. I didn't get Yoshi. Okay.
Peach.
One more after Peach.
And Bowser.
I got Bowser.
Oh.
All right, we're good.
Wait, you said one more. Daisy.
Okay. All right, we'll see how we can do. Guys, we have a ton of characters to get through today. It looks like 16 characters to work into the story. All right, so let's begin. Where does the story take place? What's the setting? You got one? You want it at Muppet Studios? Do you want it at
Mushroom Kingdom?
Mushroom Kingdom? Okay.
And we'll be shimmying over to McDonald's, and then we'll be shimmying over to the Muppet Studios, and then we'll shimmy over to Bowser's Castle.
All right, we'll see if we get that far. All right, once upon a time, we open our story at Peach's castle in the Mushroom Kingdom. Peach, Daisy, and Luigi are throwing a Super Bowl party. Right? A whole bunch of people are going to come over and watch the big football game. Guys are going to come over like Mario. Yoshi's going to come over. Toad is going to come over. He's not even on our list, and he's coming over.
Yo, put him in.
He's okay. I got him. I said him. Nobody sees this list except me and you.
We need to
big Super Bowl party with a big television.
Lizard.
Big television to watch the game, and lots of snacks and food to enjoy during the game.
I'm excited for the snacks.
And don't get too excited. We had a busy weekend that I didn't have any time to prepare for the football game. So they're getting ready for their party. Everybody's showing up. Food is being eaten. The football is starting to be watched. And then all of a sudden, the lights go out. The TV turns off. Somebody cut the power to Princess Peach's castle.
It was Link.
You think it was Link? Now you're just adding more people to this list. No, so the Princess Peach starts to panic. She doesn't know what to do. Her party is going to be ruined. Mario is running around. What does Mario sound like when he runs around panicking?
Yahoo!
Okay, perfect.
Yahoo!
There you go. And nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody
Except
knows
for Toad.
how to get this power turned back on.
Except for Toad, he just jumps right into the power cords and bites it even more.
Okay, so they're broke even more?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the only one that's small enough. Yoshi's tongue might be able to.
Daisy
be smaller.
says, I know what we can do. I'll fix this. She brings out her cell phone, types in a number, says, yes, hello? I need some electricity help out here. Please send somebody out to repair it as soon as you can.
Oh, I think I know who it is.
So they send the repairman out to ding dong. They open up the door. It's not just one repairman. It's not two repairmen. The entire cast of the Muppets is there with tool belts on, ready to fix the electricity. Daisy
I
and
thought it was
Pete.
going to be Bunsen Beaker.
That would have been smart. Okay, no, they're there, but they're there with Piggy and Gonzo
Yeah.
and Kermit and Rizzo
yeah.
and Sweetums and Animal and Kermit. They're all there.
You said Kermit twice.
Well, okay, there's two Kermits. So whatever the evil Kermit was from Hornswoggle's movie,
Oh, jeez.
that guy's there too.
Then there was a giant hole in the floor, and everybody fell in the hole except for Kermit.
Oh boy, okay. Why was there a hole in the floor?
I don't know. Bowser jumped.
Bowser's not there.
Oh, Yoshi's tongue broke it.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So everybody's stuck in this hole in the floor because Yoshi was carrying too many snacks. Except for Kermit. Kermit's out of the hole. He goes around to the back of the house. He starts messing around with the wires, and he sees that the wires weren't cut. They were bit. Somebody bit right through the electricity cord.
Remember?
It wasn't Toad. It was done before Toad got there. And then Kermit looks a little bit closer. He looks down on the ground, and in the snow, he sees footprints. Not like your foot. It didn't look like that foot. It looked like big lizard feet.
It was Toad.
It's not what Toad's feet
Wait,
look like.
Yoshi.
Wasn't Yoshi either.
It must have been Daddy. It must have been your mom.
It wasn't your
Wait,
mom.
your
either.
mom did it though.
It wasn't your mom. Your mom doesn't have lizard feet.
Maybe she does.
Kermit
Your mom has a very long neck. That's
tried
why.
following those footsteps of the big lizard feet all the way through the snow back to the road, but then they just led to some tire tracks, maybe even a cart, where the person, whoever cut that electricity, must have jumped in a cart and drove away. Kermit went back to the house and told everybody that he couldn't figure out who had cut the electricity and where the problem was coming from. Everybody else said, that's okay. Let's go outside. Let's all go play football. Right? They don't need to watch football. They don't need to stay inside. Let's go outside in the snow and then we're going to play football. So they go outside.
And all the other Muppets have bit off of the cords. Animal has been biting the cords while he was
Oh my, okay.
hole.
We got all sorts of problems.
And he also ate all of the stuff they were selling on eBay.
But then Daisy's phone rings again. This time, she picks it up and expects it to be the electricity company saying, "Okay, we're gonna fix your cords as soon as possible." It wasn't the electricity company. It was Bowser. He says, "Ha ha ha! How do you like your TV now? You're not gonna invite me to your party? Then no one's going to party." It was Bowser that bit that cord. That didn't make Daisy happy. Daisy shared that news with everybody else that was at the party. And then what happened?
The Muppets climbed out of the hole.
Okay, I forgot
And-
they were in the hole. Sure.
And Animal was locked in the cage, and he got thrown in the toilet, and they flushed him down the toilet into the sewer and met King Koopa.
Well, I was about to say that at King Koopa's castle.
Hey, we haven't gone to our other two places yet.
It's okay. I'm jumping around because it's getting late. At King Koopa's castle, his doorbell rings. It's his mailman. Not just any mailman. It's Jim Henson dressed up as a mailman. And he says, "I'm sorry, sir. Here's an invitation that must have gotten lost in the mail, but I just found it. This is for you." Bowser looks down at the invitation. It's an invitation to a Super Bowl party at Princess Peach's castle. He was invited, but his letter got lost in the mail.
Oh, God.
Bowser picks up the phone and calls Daisy again and says, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. I didn't mean to cut your power. Let me come right over." So Bowser goes over to Princess Peach's castle. He helps them plug everything back in, and your mom makes snacks, and everybody has a great party.
Your mom jumped in the
end.
pool. and she gets stuck under there because the pool just freezes.
I don't think that happens. No.
Yes, it does.
All right, the end. There's our story for today. There's our episode of Connor and Daddy's Toy Talk today. I have been Daddy.
And say what now? Wait, what? Since when? That doesn't even make sense.
Guys, thank you very much for tuning in for another episode. This was a long one. I had a blast on this one. Hopefully we do another episode sooner than 1 year from now. We hope you guys have a happy, not St. Patrick's Day, what's coming up? Happy Valentine's Day. Stay safe. Keep collecting toys. And what do you want to say, little man?
Like and subscribe and comment down below and ring the bell.
Perfect. We'll see you guys next time.